Next up, we're going to have a bit of a tag team with Dick Jenks and Sandy Ebben from First Weber Group, and Dick is with Boulder Junction Lakes Alliance and the Vilas County Lakes and Rivers Association. And they have an initiative they've been working on there to help with outreach to the shoreline owners who take on these new properties. So with that, I'm going to bring up Dick's PowerPoint here and share that with everybody. And Dick, if you can unmute yourself, we'll be cooking with gas. And welcome, Dick. Thanks very much for being here. Dick and his wife, Mary, live up on Man Lake in Boulder Junction. Dick grew up on a small dairy farm in central Wisconsin and retired after a 30-year career in telecommunications, as well as 10 years as a Wisconsin licensed real estate appraiser. He holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and an MBA. After retirement, he became a Wisconsin master naturalist, and he is one of our Wisconsin lake leaders. So Dick, welcome, and thanks much for sharing your initiative.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity to describe VCLRA's initiative to connect with new shoreland property owners. Next slide, Pat. I would be remiss if I didn't start this presentation with a statement of some of the facts and the needs to create such an initiative and focus on responsible stewardship of our shorelands. These are some of the key facts from Vilas County that I'm most familiar with. It might be boiled down to the bottom line of dollars. 77% of the government's property taxes, the local communities, come from the riparian property owners, and the economic impact of tourism, the reason that people come to the northeast Wisconsin counties for recreation and to own property, is the quality of our lakes. Next slide. Shoreland overdevelopment and failure to follow best management practices is the #1 threat to our lakes. I think we just heard from Eric's presentation that 38% of the respondents to the questionnaire would agree with that statement. Next slide. So what was the challenges? The bottom line is that to be exceptional stewards of their property, the property owners need to recognize their responsibility. And the next issue or challenge was connecting to the resources, the information that is out there. Again, citing Eric's presentation, and we just heard from the Extension Lake Survey, 68% cited the lack of information as one of the challenges we face. Next slide. So what did VCLRA do? We put together a committee. Members were Pat Goggins, Keita Sheehan, Jeff Curry, Deb Solberg, Carol Warden. With Pat's help, the committee reviewed prior programs and materials, review of UW Extension Lakes materials, all that great work that's out there. All the reference materials, such as the earlier Shoreland Owners Stewardship Packet, brochures like you see pictured there, choosing the right waterfront property or protecting your waterfront investment. All these are available. The lakeshore problems and threats, I think, were well known, and there are many best management practices. The efforts were made to build a similar program to what VCLRA is rolling out as far back as 2007. The committee quickly agreed that there were a lot of materials there, and the committee recognized the portholes or the approaches and contacts that new shoreline property owners pass through in the process of acquiring their property. So we decided to target those portals and access the realtors and others involved in that process. We did have realtors and support information from the real estate community. Examples of members of our committee and input were from Steve Peterson and Deb Solberg, who's involved in the title processing process. Next slide. So why focus on new property owners? First of all, the lakeshore properties turn over on average every 5 years. So that's an opportunity to engage these new owners. The new owners are excited about their new property and are likely to be the most receptive. And the challenge, again, the scary part is that many of these new owners come from metropolitan areas and have what I would characterize as suburban ideas about property management. They're used to green lawns down to the lake's edge. And they do a lot of damage to the property shortly after acquiring them. So that's our targeted opportunity to engage. We did, as part of the initiative and rollout to the lake associations that I'll talk about later, we did identify methods for identifying these new property owners and a program to connect with them. Next slide. So VCLRA launched the initiative that's comprised of the business cards, and you see a sample there on the screen in the bottom, the front of the business card being a picture of Protect the Lake You Love, and the back being information on our website and how to access the online request form to request a free membership in Vilas County Lakes and Rivers, as well as the statewide Wisconsin Lakes Organization. We thought those would be great catches to bring in these new property owners and attract them. The second component is a great new website that VCLRA and primarily Tom Ewing has created to present the information, give access to everyone to these resources, as well as the ability to connect with the Lake Association, connect with VCLRA, and all of the real resources that are available. The next component is soliciting the support of the realtors and trying to get these business cards and information out to all of the sites that connect with new property owners. And then the final component is a program that we're in the process of rolling out titled Greet Your Neighbor to solicit the support of the lake associations. Our bottom line objective is to facilitate the communications and provide helpful tools and practices that can protect our lakes. We want to ensure that our lakes remain as healthy as the day the new owners moved into that lake. Next slide. Here's a screenshot from the VCLRA website where the new property owner or interested party, and we've distributed over 8,000 of these business cards, is directed to this site, and they can click the button to open the form to select and sign up for the free memberships. Next slide. Here's a screenshot of the Northwoods Association of Realtors, their website, and the resources that Matt Siegert and that organization have put online. Again, a place where new property owners, those interested in real estate in the Northwoods, would go for information. And we're great to see the response that they're making information available as well. The bottom line is that the realtors recognize that good water quality drives the value of shoreland property and tourism spending. And the realtors are our neighbors and involved in the lake communities. Sandy, you may want to jump in if you have some comments about the role of the Northwoods Association of Realtors.
I'd like to talk just a little bit about what individual firms do, because I think, that this is where we have the first contact with, new buyers and sellers. So, in our office, we have a number of publications that we hand out to people that are buying lakefront property. But another way that we can make a difference is, if we come across a seller who may have a large parcel of land, on a lake and is thinking about possibly dividing it up, that we work with them and also try to get them to understand that, creating a lake lot in the very minimal amount of, that the county requires may not be in their best interest, because so many of the buyers that we come in contact now, the number one criteria is privacy. And you're absolutely right. These people, from the southern part of the state come up here because we have good quality lakes. They're clean. They want to come up here to an area that's quiet. They don't want to be, like in their neighborhood where every 100 feet you have a house. And what we have found is, if the lot on the lake is too small, many buyers aren't interested. They want that buffer. They want that experience. So, if you're looking at doing some kind of subdivision, look at what the consumer wants and not look at what the minimum is, because that may be also harmful, to your lake. And if the water quality deteriorates on that lake, the value of the property on that lake also deteriorates. So I think that's, and I really appreciate that the access to information that we have, all these publications. I've been selling real estate for 40 years, and 40 years ago, we didn't have these resources, and realtors really weren't educated. We also didn't have all the development 40 years ago, but now, talking to buyers, a lot of buyers are now asking for small, quiet lakes versus wanting to be on big water where it's, jet skis and boats and all that. They want to enjoy the Northwoods and the quiet up here. So, as far as consumers go, I think that's changed quite a bit over the years, and it's not uncommon for somebody to say, I just want a lake I can kayak on. And if there's no public access on it, that's even better, because I want to get up in the morning and enjoy, the sound of the loons and the wildlife, not, my neighbors out there with a big boat.
We joined with OCLRA for meetings with the realtors, and we began meetings in January with the Northwoods Association of Realtors, and wanted to hold meetings with a few of the key brokerage teams, and then COVID hit. It might sound presumptuous, but the committee tried to take the approach of, how could we help the realtors do their job? They want to make money, and they want to help their clients, and more knowingly select the proper lake properties for their clients, and thus become better stewards of that property. So we set about to explore with realtors how we could help them make their jobs easier, more profitable, and achieve more satisfied customers. Sandy, would you have any comments about that aspect of our approach?
I think that the meetings, there were some meetings in our office, you're right, before COVID hit, and I found them really helpful because, there are a lot of new people in this business, and they may not know a lot about, protecting lakes and, lake quality. And, what I found effective is, getting some people involved in your organizations to actually come to our staff meetings and do presentations. We had one of those, but since then we haven't been able to. But, the other option is, we're all doing meetings now using Zoom, or we use Microsoft Teams. And we, at least for my office, we get a much better turnout when we're doing a Teams video, whether it's a manager's meeting or bringing in a guest speaker. We get better turnout than when we have live meetings. And maybe that would be one approach for, our realtors organizations, or for some of the larger firms, to just propose, can we do exactly what we're doing here now? Present, your information to the realtors and get that information out.
Okay, what you're looking at here in this is another screenshot of the VCLRA website that Tom put together, showing the access to resources and our initiatives, like the Blue Heron Award. Next slide. Here's the program that VCLRA is the final component that VCLRA is in the process of rolling out, the Greet Your Neighbor program. And it's a package of materials and information on the website that's focused on the lake associations, which can play a pivotal role in encouraging and assisting new lake property owners to maintain the natural beauty and vitality of our lakes and rivers. VCLRA is enlisting the participation of lake associations to help personally greet their new lake neighbors. We provide materials such as welcome letters, business cards, brochures, talking points. I think it's fundamentally accepted that the one-on-one, neighbor-to-neighbor connections are perhaps the most effective way to have a positive influence on new lake property owners. We want to encourage the lake associations to create a Greet Your Neighbor program of their own. A welcome wagon approach is a friendly, encouraging way to share your lake community's vision of waterfront living, to build a good relationship with the newcomers, and invite them to join your lake organization.
I'm a member of the Lake Mildred Property Owners Association, and we have not only a website, we also have a Facebook page. And I've found, by using social media, especially Facebook, that I've been able to disseminate a lot of really good information out to the public. And what we found is not only owners on our lake, but people from outside, the area, are logging in and reading the posts. So I think anything, any of that kind of information would really be helpful to post on social media. Even if it's just a small, snippet of just a little article about, this is what a healthy shoreline looks like. Because I think we all have kind of a short attention span, but more and more people are on Facebook, and they'll look at an article like that, and they'll read those things. And I found that I've been able to reach out to a lot of people, using these resources. So that, I think, would be another option, to get the information out.
Well, Dick and Sandy, I think we've come up against our time, but I want to thank you both for sharing the new Shoreline Home Owner Initiative, and as realtors and frontliners to shoreline property owners, how you can really make an impact for that more lake friendly and river friendly living. Thank you very much.
Welcome.